Come with me behind the scenes at Luka's first 2 games. I'm Jovan Buha, Lakers beat writer for The Athletic. Let's go.
It's freezing.
After over a week of anticipation, Luka made his Lakers debut on Monday, February 10th, and the Lakers gave him quite the warm welcome. I got to the arena as early as possible, 2.5 hours before tip, then dropped my bag off and went to the court. Every fan in attendance received a number 77 Luka jersey, confirmation that the Luka Doncic era was officially upon us, and a gesture that Luka said after the game really meant a lot to him and made him feel welcomed. Then it was time for me to do a pregame TV hit with the legend Jim Hill. Here's a snippet. Our full conversation is on my X account.
So everyone's going to be anxious to see how he works his way into the rotation and things like that with the other side, and in particular LeBron.
I think they're going to work great together. They are 2 of the best playmakers of all time, the only 2 players in NBA history to average 27 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists. They're all-around players. LeBron said they're going to figure it out, so I'm not concerned about that.
After that, I recorded a quick video of Walker Kessler. Though remember, if the Lakers traded for him, they would not have gotten Luka Doncic, so I think most of you support that swap. After eating some chicken, rice, and veggies, went back to the court to watch Dalton Connect warm up. He was back with the group for the first time since the Knicks-Mark Williams trade. Then it was time to go to JJ Redick's pregame press conference, walk through the Lakers tunnel. They held JJ's presser in an auxiliary press room because there was so much media there. It was basically like a playoff game. Went back to the court to wait for Luka Doncic to come out to warm up. And then I heard the roar and I made my way to the other side of the floor, and baseline was a circus. It was completely packed. Luka went through his pregame warm up, working on several finishes. Then he did some mid-range jump shooting, then went out to the 3-point line. I had to pull up with the cool gray 11s. It was a special occasion and I felt like it was appropriate. Then Luka practiced some off-the-dribble 3-pointers against double teams. Then one fun wrinkle with the end of his warm-up is he attempts 3 half-court shots, and if he doesn't make one, he has to do 10 push-ups. And then if he makes one, his assistant coaches and player development coaches have to do 10 push-ups each. So he missed all 3 and had to do 10 push-ups. Then they kicked us off the court, so I went back to the media room and hung out for a little bit, did a little bit of work, then went back out early for the pregame festivities. They announced LeBron's 21st All-Star selection, which of course is just the latest LeBron record. Dirk Nowitzki was in attendance supporting his former teammate and friend Luka. They panned to Luka during the national anthem and the crowd went absolutely wild. Then it was time for the pregame intros. They spliced some clips of Luka into them. And then arguably the biggest surprise of the night was Luka was introduced last during the starting lineup intros. The spot usually reserved for LeBron James, including after the Anthony Davis trade and during the AD era. So it was a bit of a passing of the torch moment from LeBron to Luka. And there it is. Luka officially in a Lakers jersey. The Lakers blew out the Jazz 132-113. We spoke with JJ Redick and Luka Doncic afterward. Then Luka and Puka did a jersey swap. And then after doing some transcribing and writing, it was time to go home. It's usually about a 15-minute drive for me to get back. Gave my wife a kiss, got set up in my office, and then it was time to go live. Here is my vantage point. That is StreamYard, my light, my camera, my other light, and my audio interface. After a day of trying to rest and recover, I flew in to Salt Lake City on Wednesday, the day of the game. The Lakers canceled their shoot around, so I decided to move my flight. I almost always fly Delta. Here I am over consuming beverages, got a coffee, a Diet Coke, and a water, watching some NBA today. I got to Salt Lake City and I was starving, so I decided to have a quick Shake Shack. Did not finish my fries for the record, so to try to eat a little healthier on the road, grabbed a coffee, then it was time to get to my hotel. Got a welcome package from the Utah Jazz PR staff, which I really appreciated. Here's my hotel room. I stayed at the AC Hotel, and here is my view. Salt Lake City is beautiful. Love seeing the mountains from my hotel, and the weather wasn't too bad until later in the evening. Here's the welcome package I got from the Jazz. I got some overnight oats and peanut butter powder, crumble cookie gift card. Shout out to Jazz PR. And then it was off to the game. It was only a few blocks away, so it was a quick walk. Got stopped for a photo. Always awesome when I run into anybody in the wild that watches or listens to my content. Went down this creepy walkway, which kind of gives me Severance vibes for those who are watching that show. The Delta Center has been remodeled, so went to the new media workroom, which apparently is in a former locker room. Here's a glimpse of what it looks like. Then I went over and grabbed a water and a Diet Coke, and it was time for JJ's pregame press conference. After that, went out to the court to watch Luka warm up. It's still surreal that he's a Laker. I'm still processing it. It's just wild that this is the player I'm going to be covering for, who knows, the next decade or so. One thing with Luka's warm up is he really loves these off the dribble threes against double teams, which is a shot he takes in games. And for those wondering, Luka did make his half-court shot to end his warm-up, so the assistant coaches had to do push-ups. Then LeBron came out for his pregame warm-up, and then it was time to eat. I was starving. I had not eaten much outside of that Shake Shack earlier. With the renovations of the arena, we now actually eat in the VIP section, which was cool. So it was buffet style, and they had a bunch of different types of foods. Tried to eat relatively healthy, I would say, with some chicken and rice and fruit and veggies, and also a crumble cookie and a Diet Coke. After gorging, it was time for the game. Here are our media seats. The Lakers were, let's say, a bit rusty, losing this game 131 to 119. It had major school children the day before winter break vibes, given it was the final game before the All-Star break for LA. After the game, we spoke with JJ Redick, Austin Reeves, Dalton Knecht, and Luka. After writing up a newser on Dalton Knecht's post-game comments about the Knicks trade, I went back, I live streamed, then went to bed, woke up, got on a flight, survived a lot of turbulence and a storm, and then it was officially the All-Star break. Let me know in the comment section below if you enjoyed this video, if you'd like to see more content like this. I will talk to you all very soon.